Zuyu Hoen, you're such a nutcase. It's one thing for you to eat vegetarian and chant Buddha's name, but why do you have to keep messing with my love life when you've got nothing better to do? You owe me that little male model with those perfectly sculpted 8- pack ABS and fisherman's lines. Where am I supposed to find another guy like him? I collapsed into Zhu Yuhan's arms, completely drunk, babbling incoherently. The lights in the private room were hazy, the music deafening, and a wild throng of people danced wildly around us. It was my 20-2nd birthday, just like every other birthday before. The celebration was grand and lively, but the excitement is all theirs. I've got nothing at all. My heart feels unbearably lonely, empty, and hollow. Speaking of which, it's all Zhu Yuhan's fault. Zhu Yun and I are neighbors. His house is right next to mine. The two villas are separated only by a low wall, with windows facing each other so closely that we can even see the pores on each other's faces. You'd think we'd have been childhood friends, but ever since we were little, this guy has just been unable to stand seeing me do well. I got a perfect score of 100, and he got 110. Xiao, why didn't you do the extra questions at the end? I heard that Yuan came in first in the grade on this exam. Xiao, how did you do? I did pretty well on the exam. How many people is that? My mom asked eagerly over the long-distance phone call. Yes, 108th in the grade. Damn it, so Yuan chimed in from the side. His voice is cold and crisp as a block of ice. 108. Zhao Xiao, you're way behind Yuhan. Way behind. When mom's not around, have you even been studying properly? My mom immediately switched to a high-pitched voice and started talking non-stop on the phone. In short, under the constant teasing of Renjie Yuan, I'd been competing with him all the way from elementary school through high school, since HES won more often than I have. HES always firmly held the title of arch-rival in my heart. After college, he went to a 985 university, while I ended up at the Academy of Arts. I thought that from then on, we'd never have any more grudges or lingering issues between us. But who would have guessed that every now and then, HE'd show up unannounced at my college? Not for any other reason, but just to sabotage my love life. HE'd even come up with a fancy excuse. Zheng Xiaoxiao, I don't have a girlfriend, and you can forget about bringing your boyfriend into the house. I snapped right then and there's you. If you can't beat me at anything else, I'm definitely winning this one. And just like that, on my birthday, I arranged to meet a young male model Lid just met, thinking it'd give myself an unforgettable adult night. But Zhu unblocked him outside the private room and sent him away with a bank card. You're going to pay for my little male model. Zhu Yuan. Today, I'm not letting this go with you. Before I knew it, Zhu had stumbled and helped me into the hotel room. I grabbed Zhu Yuhan's collar roughly, and the buttons of his black shirt came undone, revealing a sexy collarbone and well-defined pectoral muscles. Just go ahead and pay up, Zhang Zikusuidan, you dare regret it. In the haze, I heard him softly say this one sentence. Then came a wave of dizziness, and reason completely slipped away. The next day, I woke up groggily. When those gorgeous 8- ABS came into view, I actually thought I'd finally managed to fall asleep with the little male model I'd been dreaming about. I looked up again and suddenly found myself staring directly into Zhu Yuhan's gold, handsome face. I suddenly woke up completely. What on earth happened last night? The floor and the bed were in complete disarray, and beneath the covers, he and I were completely naked. I quietly put on my clothes and got up. As I was about to leave, I heard Zhu Yuan mumble something before the door closed. Xiaoxiao. My liver gave a little jolt. I suddenly remembered that last night I seemed to have yanked open his collar and groped around wildly. That's it. Once this Ice Cube, who's notoriously uninterested in women, comes to his senses and realizes I've slept with him, won't he tear me limb from limb? I sprinted out of the hotel at a 100-meter dash pace and immediately hailed a taxi to the airport. Dad, I want to go abroad and have some fun. Did you finish your graduation project yet? You're already thinking about going out and having fun? My dad's voice came through from the other side of the Pacific Ocean. Dad, yesterday was my birthday, and neither you nor Mom spent it with me. I whined, my voice tinged with tears. Right. See, Kozuya's birthday. Great. Where do you want to go play? Dad, I'll arrange it for you right away. I flew across the ocean that very day, then went on to pursue further studies in Canada, and before I knew it, 3 years had passed in the blink of an eye. Now that I'm back, I'd like to think I've put that whole messy affair with Zhu Yuan behind me. But on the night of the welcome banquet, I still felt guilty and didn't invite him after all. Things Xiao. Just as the banquet was really getting underway, Zhu Yuan burst in angrily without being invited. But upon meeting the clear, dewy gaze of the little bundle of warmth nestled in my arms, he was rendered speechless. Who's this child? He asked in a hoarse voice. My heart was pounding, but I kept my expression calm and composed. Just another handsome guy from the U.S. Zhu Yuan stared at me with a gloomy expression, his face as dark as the bottom of a pot. I pretended not to notice, smiling as I gently rubbed the little head of the milk dumpling. Come on, sweetie, say hello to Uncle Zhu. I thought to myself, what am I even nervous about? With this little mop of curls, no matter how hard Zhu Yuan try. He'd never guessed that his real father was none other than himself. Who would have known that Zhu Yuan stared at me for a moment, then suddenly smiled and reached out toward the little bundle of joy in my arms. Your mom was just teasing you. Come on, let Daddy give you a hug. My smile instantly froze on my face. Zhu Yuan, what are you talking about? I tightened my grip around the little fluff ball's waist. Damn it, how did he find out? Is he just messing with me? But the milk dumpling giggled and really stretched out its little hands toward him. Daddy. The baby Mina's voice sounded like a thunderclap out of the blue. For a brief moment, the entire private room fell utterly silent, then it erupted into chaos. Damn it. Zhu Yuan, since your Kozuya did this happen, you two have been keeping it a secret from all of us. Huh? Sing Xiao. After I treated you like a best friend, you actually slept with my dream guy. Amid a chorus of ghostly screams and howls, Zhu Yuan actually took the little one from my hands, kissing and hugging it happily, without the slightest hint of acting. After the welcome banquet, I handed the milk dumplings over to the nanny to take home first, but I myself was held back by Zhu Yuan. Oh, Sing Xiao, you dare to do it but can't take responsibility for it. You've been hiding really well these past 3 years, Zhu Yuan said through gritted teeth. Without the milk dumplings, he reverted to his previous angry and agitated state. After I went abroad, I stopped using my old phone number and switched to WeChat. I told everyone I was traveling around the world, so no one knew exactly where I'd gone. Hiding what? I'm just out here having a little fun, I said, feeling guilty. That time we'd both gotten pretty drunk. I get it. I mean, let's face it, I've got quite the charm, so you couldn't help yourself and ended up breaking your resolve for a moment. Sing Xiao. Say it again. Whose hand cowled and hold back? Zhu Yuan asked in a low, deep voice, taking another step closer until he backed me right into the corner of the private room. Me? I just cowled and helped myself, okay? I glanced up at his lowered brows and swallowed hard. My mind raced. Damn it. After 3 years, this kid's still as handsome as ever. Standing this close could get us both killed. Do you even realize that? My concession seemed to please you, and a slight curve appeared at the corner of his lips, and he lowered the arm that had been resting beside my face. I pressed on, but don't worry. Now that I'm back, I'm not going to bother you anymore. And by the way, Xuan really isn't your daughter. You should just go ahead and get engaged. Already no need to carry any burdens. Engagement? What engagement? Zhu Yuan frowned. I could have stayed in Country M to continue my studies, but a few days ago, I heard that he was engaged to a girl named Zhuya. Somehow, I found myself impulsively taking Xuan back home with me. I heard you and Jia Before I could finish my sentence, Zhu Han's phone rang. Got it. You'll head over right now. Zhu Yuan hung up the phone and took my hand, leading me out of the room. Why? I'll take you to meet Chuya. No. She's your fiancée, why would I go see her? I struggled to break free. She would make me apologize or admit my fault, would she? Yeah. That night, I did break the virginity of his Buddha-like figure in the Beijing social circle, but it was consensual. What's wrong with me anyway? Help her pick out a wedding dress, Zhu Yuan said with a slight curve of his thin lips, tightening his grip on my hand even more. Zhu Yuan. You son of a bitch, I struggled all the way as Zhu Yuan dragged me into the wedding dress shop. Let me help you pick out a wedding dress for your fiancé. After all, technically an ex, even if it was just one night. You don't count. Zhu Yuan said. Me am nothing. Before I could even figure it out, Zhu Yuan called out to a graceful figure standing with its back to us, Yaya. Yaya? Suddenly, a pang of jealousy shot through my heart. Just you wait, Zhu Yuan. I'm going to find a hot guy at night and bring him home, then make him call me Xiao Xiao all night long. Zhu Yuan suddenly looked at me and raised an eyebrow in a playful manner. Suddenly, the graceful figure turned her head and called out warmly, Brother, you're here? This is Xing Xiaoxiao, Sister Xiaoxiao. Seeing is believing. Nothing compares to actually seeing it with your own eyes. You're the legendary white moonlight who drove my brother crazy with unrequited love and left him consumed by longing. Zhu Yuan coughed violently for a moment. I said, why is it that I can understand every single word Zhuya says, yet when they're put together, I can't make sense of a thing? I'm filled with resentment, but I can't express it. My longing has turned into an illness? I glanced at Zhu Yuan. In his eyes there was 3 parts panic, a part's concealment, unsurprisingly 3 parts disdain. Dang it. Yuri looking down on me? You actually understood everything she said? Everything she said was spot minus on? My heart suddenly skipped a beat. Yeah. Have you picked out your wedding dress yet? Zhu Yuan turned his head to avoid meeting my gaze. No. Sister Xiaoxiao, come quick and help me take a look. Zhu's eyes darted between my face and Zhu Yuan's before she affectionately took my hand. It turned out that Zhuya was getting married. Her fiancé was in the military and couldn't be by her side often, so she'd been asking Zhu Yuan to help her with some of the wedding preparations. Somehow, the news kept spreading. By the time it reached me across the ocean, it had turned into a rumor that Zhu Yuan and Zhuya were engaged. What a damn rumor. A wave of regret washed over me. It's all my fault, I was just too impulsive. As soon as I arrived, he caught me red-handed. Before I could even recover from my daze, Zhuya had somehow managed to find a wedding dress for me as well. She called it's more efficient if we try it on together. Reluctantly, I followed her into the dressing room, and when we came out, Brother, isn't it beautiful? Right. Someone said, naughty with their chin resting on their hand. It's just that the skirt hem is a bit puffy. Is there one that's a little more fitted? Even though both Zhuya and I wore wedding dresses, he only commented on mine. Zhuya didn't mind it at all. Indeed, she even joined in enthusiastically, singing along with him, right? If Sister Xiaoxiao wore a figure-hugging outfit, Zhu Yuan changed into another outfit. Zhuya got it, bro. I'll take Sister Xiaoxia to change right now. Just make sure you've got some tissues ready, don't let her start bleeding from the nose later. Change into another outfit again? Who on earth is trying on the wedding dress? Before I could even finish saying the word Zhuya pushed me back into the locker room. As I turned around, I caught a glimpse of Zhu Yuan smiling at me and winking slightly. Haha, Zhu Yuan, you're deliberately messing with me, aren't you? Fine. Just you wait. Zhuya, find me something with a low neckline and legs showing. A few minutes later, when I came out, Zhu Yuan ran to the bathroom, holding his nose. Zhuya gave me a thumbs minus up with admiration and said, Sister Zhaoxiao, only you could manage to keep my brother in check. After helping Zhuya pick out her wedding dress, the three of them had a meal together. By the time they started walking back, it was already 10 o'clock at night. The nanny had put Zhuan to bed early and my parents were still abroad. So my family's villa was already completely dark. His family's villa was the same just as it had been every single day for years. Xiao, do you remember? There was a time when you used to come over and stay at my place often, Zhu Yuan said. I laughed. How could you not remember? That was back in 5th or 6th grade. Around that time, my family's business expanded overseas. And my parents started traveling abroad frequently, each trip lasting a month or two. Only the nanny stayed behind to take care of me at home. Later, the nanny had to leave because of an urgent family matter, leaving me all by myself at home. During the day, going to school was fine. But when I came home in the evening, the huge villa was completely empty except for me. It curled up in my bedroom, too scared even to go to the bathroom. One night, unable to fall asleep, I lay weeping miserably by the window, when suddenly I heard a whistle from across the way. Sang Xiao, I'm watching a horror movie. Do you dare come over to my place and watch it with me? I glared at him angrily. It's just a ghost movie. What's there to be afraid of? I don't know what I was thinking. I just ran over to his place in a daze. His dad was home either, and the nanny had gone to bed early. He and I huddled on the sofa all night, watching horror movies. By the end of it, we were both so scared that we didn't dare go back to our rooms to sleep, so we just squeezed together on the sofa and made do for the night. Ziyuan, you've been putting on an act all along. I laughed. You're just too scared to look, trying to trick me into coming along for courage. Xiao, Ziyuan leaned down and whispered into my ear, his warm breath tickling right inside my ear. I'm bringing this up because I want to ask you. No one's home at my place tonight. Do you dare come over? Get lost. My ears immediately turned bright red. Zhuan's at home. I'm heading back now. Good night, dog man. Keep on testing me. I'll really stick to you and never let go. You'll be the one regretting it then. Ziyuan gave a wry smile. I ran home and quickly went upstairs to the second floor, still the same room. I didn't turn on the light and stood by the window, looking down. Ziyuan was still standing there, pulling out his phone as if he were sending a WeChat message to someone. A second later, I heard a ding from the pocket of my windbreaker. I pulled the phones out of my trench coat pocket, completely baffled. One was my old one and the other was new. The new screen is lit up, displaying a WeChat message, no regrets. What's there to regret? My heart is pounding. Thump minus thump. When the hell did this guy put his phone in my pocket? And Daichi speaking so unclearly, does he even want me to get any sleep? I glared at him through the window. He looked up, smiled briefly, and waved as he headed toward his home. I stared blankly at his departing back. Suddenly I remembered that long ago, every evening after evening study sessions, He'd walk home with me just like this. Then, after I'd gone upstairs, He'd wave goodbye and leave. Ziyuan and I went to the same school from kindergarten through junior high. And in high school, we were even in the same class. Xiao, I heard the class beauty from class 3 came looking for Ziyuan at noon. My high school desk mate, Li Xin, ran the chatterbox, lit up with excitement whenever this kind of thing came up. Oh, I straightened the books on the table and, while at it, pulled out a half-minus finished math worksheet to continue working on it. Guess whether Ziyuan said why yes or a no. Li Xin nudged me. I glanced at her with a blank expression and said, no? Li Xin slammed the table and said, spot on. Let me tell you, she ran out trembling all over. Me? What am I trembling about? Ziyuan is so cold. He's freezing the poor little girl. Ziyuan often treats people with a cold, indifferent demeanor, and Daichi especially cold toward girls who flirt with him. Yet, despite this, he can't stop the girls from screaming and gathering around him. The school's awards wall has almost become a confession board for girls, with little heart-shaped icons clustered around Ziyuan's photo. There's nothing to be done about it. Someone's got money, good looks, and is a straight minus A student naturally. HE's the type who'd go after young girls. But somehow, he doesn't seem to have the slightest intention of messing with any young girls. He coldly turns them down every single time. A guy was whispering behind his back. Brother Zoo is nothing like us animals. He is a vegetarian. I wonder if HE's really a vegetarian. Liexan Ran wiggled her eyebrows at me and said, Hey, Xiao Xiao, I've noticed you to have a pretty good relationship lately. Do you have something going on? Which eye of yours made you think that he and I are close? That's just not true. Without even looking up, I kept working on the problems. But no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't figure out the last question. It was driving me crazy. A hand paused briefly by my desk and a low, deep voice sounded above my head. Use a function. I looked up, and he had already walked past, carrying his bag. Liexan Ran covered her mouth and curled up like a quail. Later on, Zhu Yuan ignored me for several days straight. It seemed that HCD overheard my casual, half-hearted reply to Liexan Ran. So while inwardly cursing him for being petty, I found myself chasing after him everywhere. Zhu Yuan, slow down. I can't keep up. After evening self-study ended, Zhu Yuan always ran 2,000 meters on the playground without fail. In the past, it just stand by, chewing on a lollipop and watching him. But today, determined to help that icy block of a guy thaw, I gritted my teeth and ran alongside him. It hurt so much. Zhu Yuan, I've sprained my ankle. I clutched one foot and called out mournfully to his departing back. He quickly turned around and stared at my feet for a minute. Then he turned his head and walked away. I hurried after him. Zhu Yuan, don't you know how to cherish and protect a woman? I've sprained my ankle. Don't you care at all? He tilted his head slightly, his gaze sweeping down from the corner of his eye. It's not bad at running, is it? It's true I didn't twist it, but I was wearing leather shoes, so my feet hurt. I glared at his retreating figure, gritted my teeth, and then made a sudden dash to leap onto his back. Zhu Yuan, I don't care, my foot hurts today, so you're totally responsible. You're carrying me all the way back. Actually, with his height of 185 cm, I really shouldn't have been able to jump onto his back, but that day, I just did it anyway. And then he actually carried me all the way.